Hello, friends, and welcome to this very special edition of Tony's Take here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. Before I start, um, would like to send out um, my apologies to good old MF Michael Fletcher, Michael Bullock, and Dee Dee Woodson due to a technical difficulty beyond my control. I was unable to join a Cerebral Smack Talk this evening, but nonetheless, um, we're gonna I'm gonna give you my thoughts on tonight's edition of Smackdown Live, and I owe it to all you guys. And without any further ado, let's let me get started here. Started off the show with Shane McMahon. Shane O'Mac came out, cut a very short and sweet and to the point promo about Kevin Owens and what he plans to do in the Hell in a Cell match. Good opening segment. Shane was on point. His tone was right. No joking around or dancing. He was all business. And more importantly, it didn't overstay its welcome. So I got to give credit for that. So good way to start. Then we had Randy Orton squaring off against Aiden English. Randy Orton wins the match 7 minutes and 12 seconds. 2-star match. Technically, it was fine, but it was a bland match overall. That's all I can say there. And then Rusev showed up, and then Rusev, off a distraction by Aiden English, Rusev basically pulls a SummerSlam, and we basically had a reversal of SummerSlam. You remember SummerSlam, Randy Orton beat Rusev in 10 seconds. This time, Rusev beats Randy Orton in 10 seconds. Obviously, the worst fight of the night. Nobody knew a dud. Simply put, Rusev evens things up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a rubber match of some sort at the Hell in a Cell event. Then Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, another ridiculous segment on Shinsuke Nakamura. This was another absolutely crap promo from Mahal. I mean, whoever wrote that should be ashamed. Not even due to the racist overtones, but because it was bad. It's not even good heel heat. Getting one small "that's too far" chant isn't real heat. He sounds like an uneducated teenager hurling insults on a message board. And for the second straight week, no retaliation from Nakamura, who looks like a punk for not defending himself and allowing Mahal to carry on. I think what they are going for is that Mahal cries about being hated because of his race, but yet he's making fun of someone because of their race. Either way, it's not working in terms of drawing any significant heat, and Nakamura still looks foolish for not standing up for himself. On a side note, if the WWE had a positive history of handling race-related storylines, people might give them the benefit of the doubt. We were supposed to have AJ Styles and Baron Corbin for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Never happened. A lot of brouhaha. Ty Dillinger got involved. The feud must continue, giving Corbin another failure without a loss. I like that Ty Dillinger got involved to get some revenge. And as I told Michael Bullock during our SmackDown live chat earlier this evening, I think they should make this a triple threat match at Hell in a Cell. AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger. It's only fair. And then we were supposed to have Charlotte Flair come out. Charlotte Flair came out. Wonderful to see her back. And, basically wanted to thank the fans for all the love and support that they showed her father, Ric Flair, when Ric Flair had his major health scare last month. But then it was interrupted by Natalya, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And wanted it to be a celebration of women who have led the charge and, nurtured future generations. But then she said, well, this celebration is focused on one woman, me. And then Charlotte laughed it off, said, I want a shot at your title. Becky Lynch shows up, says, I want a title shot. Naomi came out, I want a title shot. Lana and Tamina come out, says, it's Tamina's time. She deserves a title shot. And then we had general manager Daniel Bryan, and Bryan books the main event. Fatal 4-way, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Tamina. Winner will face Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell. One of those chaotic revolving door promo segments that WWE runs that, while it eventually gets to its goal, doesn't really allow for anyone involved to get their point across, as they either get cut off or it gets rushed. I also think that this match should have had at least gotten a weak build to maybe pretend it's important. But nonetheless, I thought this was the segment of the night for some odd reason. Bullock and I thought that. Then we had New Day against the Hype Bros in a non-title match. New Day wins the match, 6 minutes 24 seconds with the Midnight Hour. Second best fight of the night. I'm gonna give this about 2.5 to 2 3/4 stars. I mean, it was an overall pretty good match with a really good, fun and closing stretch. And shortly after, they had a backstage moment. Hype Bros obviously frustrated over losing. Somebody's gonna turn heel. I still think it's gonna be Zack Ryder, but then again, I'm starting to think maybe Mojo's gonna turn heel for some odd reason. But something's gonna happen with that. They say something they need to do something drastic. We'll find out what that is soon enough. And then Kevin Owens via satellite, you know, apologized, but then he said Shane O'Mac had it coming, and Shane made him want to attack and crush his father, and Shane disrespected him, and the whole 9 yards. Well done. This came off really good, and I mean, this was pretty much short and sweet and to the point, and but he came off really well here, and so Bullock and I had a little fun with this during our SmackDown live chat, but that's really all I can say there. And Owens, I'll say it like this: Owens was sufficiently delusional in this promo. It was pretty clear how much more interesting the Owens angle is than the rest of the show, as I had completely forgotten about the tag match. During the Canyon sales event for a limited time. I do apologize. That was a pop-up. Let me see. Lost my train of thought here for a minute. Okay. Yeah, like I said, Owens was sufficiently delusional in his promo. It was pretty clear how much more interesting the Owens angle is than the rest of the show, as I had completely forgotten about the tag match by the time Owens was done talking. I don't know if they hit the tone right with either Shane or Owens promos, but they were both solid efforts. I think Owens could pour on the crazy a bit more, and Shane could have used a bit more anger, but there is still time for that. And then Dolph Ziggler did his what I call phone it in segment. This time he mocked Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and then eventually Degeneration X. Well, it was certainly a segment that happened again. I know he's a heel. His segments get YouTube numbers, and that's lovely, but it's not entertaining and feels as if it's dying a slow death week after week. There's no heat to the segments, and can we please get to the part where Bobby Roode arrives to interrupt and put him in his place, and then eventually leads into their rumored match at Hell in a Cell, please. That's all I can say on that end. When was the last DX reunion? 2009? Anyways, the segment's going on for weeks, and no one is getting fired up for it. It's time to have Bobby Roode interrupt him maybe next week before Ziggler reaches the point where he has go away / X-Pac heat. And then we had the main event, the Fatal 4-Way. Naomi, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Tamina. The winner gets the title shot at Hell in a Cell. Winner of the match in about 9 minutes and 48 seconds to 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Charlotte Flair, big boot on Tamina, gets the win. Fight of the night, no doubt about it. Solid 3 stars. This was the obvious finish based on the setup earlier in the show, and it's the correct one to start righting the ship for the women's division on SmackDown. Hopefully, it includes an infusion of new talent as well, because while the SmackDown women's roster has been solid in the ring, they have sorely lacked decent stories to propel them forward as characters. Charlotte could very easily capture the championship at Hell in a Cell, but I think it would be even more interesting if Carmella swooped in and stole her opportunity from her at the last moment, in a manner similar to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31, and it would set up some intrigue in the division going forward. Very good match overall. It was really clunky early, but I felt the closing stretch was really well done. So between 2 3/4 to a solid 3, this was easily the fight of the night. Overall efforts, I'm sorry, this was not a good show. I can only give it about 4.5 to 5 out of 10. I mean, last week's show was far and away better. The Sin City SmackDown. I thought this was a great, kickoff point for the build to Hell in a Cell, but this week's show really failed to follow up on it. The Shane and Owens interviews were the best things on the show. The last two fights were pretty good, but the Mahal and Ziggler segments were simply bad once again. They're generating no real heat. They're not entertaining at all, and they kill the momentum of the show. The rest was solid, but they felt as if they lost the momentum they gained last week from that very good Sin City show last week. So I can only give this about 4.5 to 5 out of 10. So sorry. All right, that'll do it for this. I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in, and again, apologies to good old MF Michael Fletcher, Michael Bullock, and Dee Woodson, as I was unable to join Cerebral Smack Talk tonight due to a major technical difficulty beyond my control at the time. But thankfully, I got it worked out. So Thursday night, I will see you again for College Football Thursday, Friday, NFL Friday, No Mercy preview show this weekend, and the recap as well, and then Ridiculously Raw and the whole 9 yards from there. So, all right. So until Thursday night for College Football Thursday, it's Anthony Floyo here. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Porch of Four style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed rest of the week. And until Thursday for College Football Thursday, you've been watching this special edition of the Tony's Take right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.